I can't even tell you how bad the acne I got. It was like all over my chin and cheeks. It's like real hormonal acne. Hey guys, what's up? So today I thought we could have a little chat about protein powders and acne. Protein powders are literally like the devil, I swear. Like, they're like the secret devil, and I find they actually can be a problem for a lot of people. Like, a lot of you guys I've spoken to on DMs, like, I've had a chat about protein powders, we've changed a couple of things, and then you're like, oh my god, my skin's got so much better. So I wanted to do a video today to kind of chat about that, talk about my experience with them, because I've definitely been through it where certain ones have really broken me out, and then some I found are okay, and also I just kind of got little theories behind them. So maybe this video might really help you out. If you're kind of looking for a little missing puzzle piece, maybe this could be it, I don't know. So anyway, let's get into the video. But before we do, I just want to say hi to anyone new that's watching. Lovely to meet you. My name is Ebony. I post videos every day at the minute, Monday to Friday, and yeah, it's all kind of on skincare related stuff, health stuff, all that kind of stuff. So if you're into it, come press the subscribe button, come join the family. I'd love to have you part of the team. Anyway, let's get straight into the video and chat about some protein powders. Okay, so let's just get this one out of the way because I don't want to spend too much time talking about it. But whey protein, I think, you know, just avoid it with acne, because the thing, anything like dairy and the milks and things like that, they can really drive inflammation in the body, and that inflammation can really aggravate people's acne. Also on top of that is the hormone stuff with dairy, and then whey is just kind of like a byproduct basically of that. I just wouldn't go there. It's just not necessary. There's so many different protein sources out there, and I personally think whey, if you are using it and you've got acne, that could potentially be one of your triggers. So yeah, switch out the whey. Right, the next one I want to talk about is soy. Now oh my god, soy broke me out like crazy. So I tried protein powder like a couple years ago. I can't remember the brand of it, but anyway, it was soy based, and I can't even tell you how bad the acne I got. It was like all over my chin and cheeks. It's like real hormonal acne. So that just showed me it really messed with my hormones. So personally, I'd be very wary of soy and give that one a skip. The other thing with soy as well is it's processed, and the thing with soy in general is like, and I've mentioned this in a video recently, but there's two really types of soy in a way, in the sense of there's kind of like a healthy version of soy which actually has a lot of benefits. So soy, like for example, like tofu, tempeh, if you get organic, really good quality. First off, they're actually a complete source of protein. So if you just ate that in a meal, like that's a really great complete source of protein. But also there's also phytoestrogen effects of it, so it can actually be really beneficial if it's really good quality. But then there's this whole other umbrella of soy, which is all the processed soy, and that's the nasty stuff. That's the stuff we don't want to be having. And that is, you know, your kind of protein powders, your processed soy foods, like the soy based meats and, like, you know, the fake meat and stuff. Like, no, just don't go near all that kind of stuff. It is absolute rubbish for our body. Yeah, getting back to the point though, this processed stuff can really aggravate our acne. So I would personally just skip the soy protein, because I think there's other options you can definitely go to which are going to be much better for your body and skin. So then the proteins that you've got left are things like pea protein, hemp protein. You can get rice, like so brown rice protein. You can get, there's like, is it sunflower protein as well, and there's kind of like some other obscure ones, but they're the main ones that are left. So with the protein powders that are left with acne, is I really recommend to you guys, if you want to take protein powder, get them singly. So there's brands like, I know in the UK we have people like Pulsin, that's a brand that first comes to mind, but they do the protein powder singly, so it's just one ingredient. That way you can add it to your recipes, because sometimes, like, some of these protein powders, it's actually some of the fillers and the other stuff they chuck in. Like, there's usually a lot of sugar actually in protein powders. So yeah, you can kind of be fooled with what it's actually masked with, like all the filler stuff. So just check that out on your ingredients list. I really personally recommend, if you've got acne, just get it singly and then add your own stuff to it. Other thing as well is that with those types that are left, now this is only if you are someone who's very sensitive with sugar and, you know, you're like insulin and all that kind of stuff, I'd be careful with the rice proteins and the pea proteins. Pea protein's a weird one, because I find that a bit problematic for me. So when I was looking into, like, you know, not the FODMAP diet, but kind of, you know, looking at the glycemic load of like vegetables, peas are actually quite high on the glycemic index. So I kind of made the link, and when I noticed that when I was taking pea protein a lot, that was kind of aggravating my skin, and I think it might have been just maybe the like glycemic index spike. So basically glycemic index is how it affects your blood sugar levels. So yeah, I would just, you know, be mindful of that. See if pea is even actually a good you know, one for you to go for. I think hemp is a really good protein source to go for because it's a really good like source. It shouldn't be too problematic for your skin at all. The only thing about it has quite an earthy taste, so I would say maybe put it into like savory foods, because you can still use protein powders like in savory foods. I think a lot of people forget about doing stuff like that. They always just associate it with like your protein smoothie, but you can actually put your protein into like stews, into, you know, foods that you make, and get it in that way. I actually used to put protein powders to make like my own like chickpea flour wraps, and I would put like protein powder and things like that. You can bake with protein powders. There's so much you can do. So yeah, I would say hemp is a really good one to go for. The similar thing with the pea thing is I'd be careful obviously with the brown rice if you find grains aggravate your acne. So basically just go by your normal day-to-day diet and then take the same consideration with your protein powder. So if you know that, you know, grains are really funny with you, then obviously brown rice isn't going to be the best option, which seems really like so obvious to say out loud, but I actually think sometimes we forget. But anyway, I'm going a bit off on the one there, but yeah, so I would definitely say out of all of them, hemp is definitely going to be, personally, I think, the #1 to go for. I haven't tried the sunflower one. I don't know how the sunflower one will be in terms of, I mean, I don't really know too much about it as a protein powder, like what it's like the omega-6 like level will be, because the thing is sunflower seeds are going to be higher, you know, in that omega side, so I don't know if that could aggravate the skin and be a bit inflammatory. I don't know, can't really say on that one. But yeah, personally I would go with the hemp if that is an option for you. After hemp, then I would just try out the pea protein and the brown rice protein and see how you respond to it, and yeah, just kind of listen to your body on that one. The other thing you've also got to be careful with protein powders is that if you're having them in shakes, what kind of milk that you're putting with them. I actually, oh my god, this is like the best timing. I actually did a video like last week on nut milks and like, not nut milks, on non-dairy milks and the best ones to go for acne. So if you want to check out that video, I'll leave it listed now so you can go and check it out. But yeah, try and choose a milk that is going to also be kind to your skin as well. Don't get sucked in by marketing. Don't get sucked in by, you know, all of these things saying, you know, it's going to do this X, Y and Z. Just look at the ingredients and keep it very, very simple. I'm all about, you know, taking things back to basics and keeping it simple. The other thing as well with protein powders is that, you know, some of these brands which are trying to really develop and go on the health side of things are adding things like adaptogens into their protein powders, things, you know, like the macas and all this like ashwagandha and stuff like that, which I do actually think is great, and I love that, you know, that they're trying to add in some of these other health benefits. But the only thing about that as well is that obviously we are all very different, and I think that you know, if you're on top of your skin isn't in a, you know, troubled place, then those ones should be absolutely fine for you, and hopefully you can just kind of see if it works well for you. But if you are currently in a situation where you have got acne and you're still trying to figure out your cause and, you know, figure out how to get it under control, I personally would just take it back to basic and just use your single protein on its own, because, you know, these ones that are a little bit more fancy with all this added stuff in, I mean, it's kind of, you can try it, but it's going to be a bit more like shooting an arrow in the dark. You don't know how your body's going to respond to it, and then if it doesn't respond well, then you're kind of like, is it responding badly to the protein, or is it something that they've added in, you know, one of these like special other adaptogen powders, for example, or mushrooms and stuff like that. So in all with protein powders, I personally would go low glycemic, low sugar as well. Always make sure there's not all this added sugar stuff in it. Very anti-inflammatory as well, so nothing that's going to be pro-inflammatory like the wheys and, you know, possibly like some of the soys and things like that. And just try and keep it basic and clean as possible, and then add your own little things to it. So like I said, add in cacao powder, add in, you know, you can add your own adaptogens if you want to use them. Like I add in my own maca, and just make it up yourself. And then you can also add in flavors as well. So if you want like that strawberry flavored, you know, protein powder, then blend some fresh strawberries into your like drink. You're going to get so many more health benefits from that as well. So yeah, that's my personal recommendation, and yeah, that's kind of it for today's video. Let me know your thoughts on this, because I think it's definitely a topic that, you know, we can just discuss more in the comments. So let me know how you've got on with your protein powders, and actually give me your recommendations of your favorite protein powders, because I'm actually looking to try some new ones at the minute. Also another tip is that some brands sell single like sachets, so I've ordered like a couple of single sachets recently to try out some different brands. That's a great way to kind of try before you buy. But anyway guys, if you enjoyed this video and you want to see more videos that are coming up this week, then make sure you subscribe to my channel and click it down below, that red button, the same, oh my god, I look like a little subscribe button in this jumper. Anyway, do that, and I'll see you guys tomorrow for another video.